I'm Jared Anderson, and this is live from my church. I've been meditating a lot on Psalms chapter 1, and this is the part that gets me. He's like a tree planted by streams of living water. Of all the things that we could be like in the universe, the author says a tree, okay? If you're planted by streams of living water, then what you do, you bring forth fruit, and everything you do prospers. That's what this record is about, how to be like a tree. The first half is all about being planted by streams of living water, expanding our imagination by staring at God. And then the second half is all about what do we do with our tree, how do we grow? It's all about the actions that we take. You can't take all this action and not be planted. You can't be planted and not bring forth fruit. It takes both of them. That's what Live from My Church is all about. I had it on my heart to do a solo project, and it was an experiment, a time of taking risks. I went to Nashville and worked with producers there with some amazing musicians and just tried our hand and see what we could come up with. But as I would go out and be invited to different churches, I just wanted to go lead people in worship, and that's kind of what I found the sweet spot was for me, to just lead people in worship. And so when it came time to do another project, it was like, you know what, I would just want to do what I do live on a record. I feel like as worship leaders, we're in the foot washing business. This is what we do. People come to church and we soak them in the Word. We soak them in the Spirit of God.
Yeah, He loves us. Oh, how He loves us.
My absolute favorite song on the record, it's called Inside, and it's got this wicked, dark piano intro, and it rocks. My grandparents were missionaries in Indonesia for 38 years. And then in my family, we spent 3 years in Malaysia when I was growing up. So missions is a huge thing in my heart. It's always just something that's been in me. I've grown up with that burden on my heart. And the song Carrier, I feel like that song kind of captures a prayer of like, God, you've done so much for me. Freely I receive, freely I must give. I don't want to be a holding tank for the Spirit of God. I want to be a funnel. I want all that's poured into me to just as much as it's poured in to pour out through me and to the world. And the world doesn't necessarily mean overseas in another country. The world is everywhere around us. The world is everywhere we put our feet to. Music is such a powerful tool in that it has an ability to open up the soul. And as worship leaders, we use that tool to really change what people believe. We want to change what people believe about who we are, whose we are, what we're about, what we're supposed to do, how we're supposed to live, and the interaction between the divine and the human. That's the goal of this record, Live from My Church. And my prayer is that the Spirit of God will be alive at your church.
Life lay down and be glorious.